You guys asked about doing this on thicker hair, so we are going to get this blowout done on a thicker hair. But there are a couple things that you guys want to do different. If you guys want to know for products and things like that, please go watch this other video up here. Otherwise, let's go ahead and jump into it. Full disclaimer before we start, I am heavy-handed. If you can't tell by the way I am separating her hair. So for those that want to come at me, by all means, they are perfectly fine. I do hold the hair so that way I'm not pulling directly from their scalp. All right, go ahead and separate through so that way you guys can have a smaller section and clip away all of the extra hair. All right, so to get your smaller sections, I like using fingers over using the comb to get started. Then I go through with a wide tooth comb and make that section into 2 even spots. That way I'm not having too much hair in my hand at one time. The more you do hair, you are going to lose grip if you are doing too big of sections. So you want to do smaller sections so that way you can comfortably grab the hair and you're not putting too much strain on yourself and you're not yanking too much at the client. If it's smaller sections, you can get through it a whole lot faster. So go through with your wide tooth comb to get any of the bigger knots and things that may be in there. Then go through with your Denman brush or your paddle brush so that way you can smooth everything out. You still want to smooth the hair even if this is on someone with thicker hair before you attempt to blow dry. If you do not smooth their hair, you will not get a smooth blowout. Raking through someone's hair with a comb attachment or anything like that, you will be so upset because it's not going to turn out how you need it to be able to braid their hair the way you need to. So always make sure you're hitting the brush in those front areas where the person has those shorter hairs so that way you can get everything smoothed out. Grab at the base of the hair and do your bantu just like we did in the other video. These are better to be done wet. Even when their hair is really thick like this, wet is always better. So if it's too dry, by the time you make it to this next section, spray it down again so that way you can get more moisture into the hair so that way you can actually pull those naps and things down. When you guys are going towards the root, use the tip of the comb, not the entire part of the comb. You do that because it actually kind of like your finger grabbing into an area instead of all of your fingers raking at one time. It's too much and you won't be able to get through as fast as well. Then take your brush, smooth down everything. You want to do this where you're actually getting it smooth. If you are not putting any pressure behind it and actually pulling with it, the hair is going to revert back. You have to keep the hair pulled taut at all times. You want to keep brushing so that way you can get a smooth section. Don't stop brushing until it's smooth. Always hold the hair as well. Keep it held and glide down. The further you get down, just keep smoothing it. Grab at the root, twist it where it is all staying straight. If you have it too loose, the hair will go back and have a big poof ball at the root. You don't want the poof ball at the root, so keep everything held tight. And that's it. I'm going to do another angle so that way you guys can see. Smooth it down. If you smooth it all the way down, as it's rubbing against that back end of the brush that we talked before, that smooths out the hair. It's going to separate and then smooth. For a beginner, this section is too large. Make sure that you put this into 2 if you are a beginner. If you do not know how to keep the hair taut out the way while you do half of this section at a time. Then twist it up. And you're going to do this all the way through. So remember when I said you may have some clients that may have 6, 8, 12. You have to do that judgment based off of how thick that person's hair is and how much your hands can handle. This is another one here. Her hair is not as thick as that very first one, but her hair is very full as well. So anytime, no matter how thick or how full, the only thing that is really going to change is the fact of one, it is necessary to comb with a wide tooth comb on this thicker hair before you hit with the Denman. Then on top of that, you want to make sure you are doing more sections. More sections are needed on the fuller hair. So these 2 clients would be one of those people that are at the 9 and 10 for the smaller sections that you separate, so that way you can go through and blow dry and get a small section. If their section of hair is too thick, the blow dryer will not be able to get through to the middle, and once you let go, it's going to revert back in that middle. You go see like the outside looking straight, in the middle got a poof ball right in the middle, and we don't want that. So do enough sections so that way you can get through this smoothly and you don't have any issues. I'm now going through evening out my sections because I just had to get a lot of her hair out the way first, but this is how they come out. Very beautiful.